So my name is Jason Ehrenzeller. I'm a senior at Emory College, double majoring in Spanish and International Studies. And I'm currently working on an honors thesis in the Spanish department. My thesis really examines translation studies. I'm translating a short story from Spanish to English, but it's not quite so simple as that because it's not purely Spanish and English. And that's kind of what I take on with the thesis, where the story is about the clash between Peninsular Spanish and the Spanish and Spanglish found in the linguistic landscape of Miami. So within the field of translation studies, there's sort of been this kind of binary duality where there's an original text and a translated text, but through exploring kind of multilingual and multidialectal works rather, this sort of sheds light onto the concept that it's sort of lagging behind on representing a reality that is really much more multilingual. So specifically kind of the Spanish major, I mean, I had, Spanish class sort of was mandatory since I was about 8 years old in elementary school and continued it all throughout high school and pretty much could speak fluently. So when I came to college, I kind of wanted to just take courses just to maintain that language because it was always sort of a priority of mine to be able to be bilingual. Where I grew up in North Jersey, most of my friends were Korean and bilingual. I kind of like envied that. So I wanted to hold on to the language skill. But then once I got to college, I was thinking some, more kind of like hard science or possibly economics, for a major. But once I started taking these Spanish courses with the hopes of just holding on to language competency, I discovered this blend of kind of everything from politics, history, linguistics, literature, poetry, and I really kind of just got the best of everything. And then this led me to experiences abroad. So I studied in the summer of 2015, I was in Buenos Aires, Argentina, and then the following fall semester, I was in Salamanca, Spain. And so this is sort of where the idea for my thesis came into being, because I was interested in these kind of clashes between different styles of Spanish. I mean, I always considered, I understood there were different, kind of dialect and pronunciations, but I didn't understand that. And sometimes there's almost like different languages. I became fascinated with that from spending consecutive time in different areas of the Spanish-speaking world. And then after coming back, I took a translation course. I sort of was kind of frustrated that there weren't a lot of Spanish and Latin American literature course offerings for an undergraduate in the Spanish department, and so I wanted to kind of try something new to continue exploring that, because it was one of these areas of interest that really came to be that I really got involved in. And in translation, as I said, the Spanish major was something that sort of coupled all these interests, but within that itself, translation kind of brought those all together. And above all, it was this really kind of study of perspective and really just kind of imagining yourself as another in a sense and being this negotiator between different cultural parties. And was able to take on that curiosity of these conflicts between Spanish, because I found this story in an anthology that was exactly about that. The force that drives the plot in the story by the Spanish writer Carlos Gomez Perez is this conflict between the different Spanishes. So I actually received a travel grant in the fall semester and was able to go to Miami in the beginning of December and interview the author and meet with him in Miami, and it was just an incredible experience. And really translation is this, there's a famous translation theorist, Lawrence Venuti, who talks about this kind of invisibility of the translator. There's this preference to have a text read as if it was an original, this kind of commercial and artistic aesthetic that's developed within the English-speaking world. And because of that, often you read a translation, in the back there's these, a New York Times review, and it doesn't even cite the translator, which kind of, this invisibility. But there's so much kind of, I see so much beauty in translation because it's the highest level of critiquing and engaging with the text that can happen. But that was almost sort of multiplied by able to collaborate and meet with the author himself. So that was really neat. I didn't know, I kind of liked every academic subject coming into Emory. I never thought, it's not that I thought it would have been impossible, but it just wasn't the first thing that crossed my mind that my primary major would have been Spanish, right? And especially kind of such a humanities focus. but that just sort of led me to a plethora of different opportunities. And then there was, an email that went out about the call for Fox Center Fellows, and I had known a handful of students that had done this in the past and had such positive experiences. And it came to the center for a reception for potential applicants. And it just, I think translation is sort of a form of creative writing. So having kind of space that feels right to engage in writing is really important. And when I came here, I felt that the Fox Center, these two houses here on North Decatur Road really kind of emanated that right feel. And additionally, I'm pretty set on continuing a trajectory to pursue a career in academics. And the Fox Center offered that opportunity to get that kind of sneak peek of what it would be like to be an academic committed to the humanities. And that everything kind of seemed like a great fit, and that's why I ended up going through an application. It's been an amazing year, and I've been blessed to be here. One of the things I really valued most about my Emory experience as an undergraduate has been my chance to engage with so many different disciplines, and that sort of led me to do other work on campus to promote liberal arts and interdisciplinarity. And the possibility to sit down with professional academics once a week in various different fields, from history, psychology, art history, you name it, and just everyone offers such a kind of unique perspective on things. And that, regardless of what your specific project is that you're working on and whatever discipline or angle of that discipline may be, engaging in these critical discussions we have during lunchtime, whether it's about a current political situation and how that relates to the role of the academic, to the future of academic careers and job placements, hearing and engaging with different perspectives is something that kind of sparks or sharpens a creative edge that you need to engage in, sort of a rigorous process, whether that's writing a book or a thesis or whatnot. And everyone at the center is taking on one of these rigorous projects. So having the chance to engage and kind of sharpen the level of thinking has really helped. In particular, we also do presentations of our own work, and obviously I think everyone here really values just kind of learning for the sake of learning, and being able to get almost a free history lecture or whatnot. There's only limited classes you can take, so it's almost as if you're getting a mini class snuck into the middle of the day, which is great too. So I think that blend of disciplines and professions here really makes it such a great space as well.